right? So I said, I'm gonna leave this shit alone. This wrapped up. I'm at work. I'm chilling out. I'm making my money. Here I go get another notification. Here come this nigga. Bro. I'm at Discord. I get a tag from Hidden Miss. This nigga come pop up.
Me?
Another nigga reacting to my shit.
Oh,
6 months later. Bandai deserves to be hate farm. Kaizen Kuma is missing the point.
Oh, shit.
I said, here we go. So I watched the video. A lot of nothing.
You watched the whole video, right? The whole video?
A lot of nothing.
Okay. A lot of nothing. All right.
Right. His whole thing is that I'm bashing creators for being uncreative and that I'm somehow jealous, annoyed at creators for being uncreative. And I'm annoyed that they're getting more views or, you know, that they're taking the easier route or whatever the fuck his perspective is.
So you watched the whole video. You don't know my perspective. Okay. All right. Well, let's get into it, okay? What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Christian here again with another video. And today we're going to be reacting to Kaizen Kuma because as you saw, I put out a video kind of disagreeing with Kaizen Kuma on some of his views. And just to be fully transparent, I've always disagreed with Kaizen Kuma's takes. I just never posted about it because it wasn't that interesting to me to post about until Helen Keller got into it with Kaizen Kuma and they got into a little bit of a controversy, kind of stirring up those old arguments that I had against some of those takes, okay? Now, he did make some claims here about me, you know, taking him out of context, and he made some assumptions on what I actually meant by the video. So I just want to clarify that up, and maybe we can make it into a lesson for future creators or even the audience who wants to, you know, kind of participate in the sparking community. This is not hate against Kaizen Kuma. Actually, I don't dislike Kaizen Kuma. I just disagree with him. And that's okay, guys. You could disagree with somebody and you could have a good conversation and it doesn't need to be anything extra. But let's see what Kaizen Kuma got to say about my video, okay?
And he's annoyed that I didn't give any specifics. He's annoyed that I repeat the same formula of community rants. Again,
okay, I am not annoyed that he repeats the same formula community rants. I feel like right now he's just freestyling. He's probably just watching the intro and he's just coming up with stuff to kind of be mad about. But no, my problem with the community rants is that it basically focuses the attention on the player base as the main culprit for Sparking Zero being in the state that it is, okay? And I just disagree with that statement. I don't think the player base is the main culprit. I think the main culprit is the company, Bandai and Spike, and mainly Bandai, right? The publisher, because they're the ones who are putting pressure on Spike to kind of rush things out and kind of don't give enough resources for Spike to be successful. They're not putting Spike in a position to be successful with this game, and it shows in the quality of the stuff that we're receiving, right? And because of the lack of quality, it kind of dictates the player-based playstyle by allowing a bunch of bugs and exploits to still be in the game. And the thing about Kaizen is that even 6 months ago or so, he would say, oh, you know, yeah, I blame the company, but 80 to 90% of the blame is on the community. 80 to 90% of the blame of the state of the game is on the player base, and you guys are playing cheesy, etc., whatever. But guys, the player base doesn't have any power to change the game, guys. They don't have the responsibility to change the game. We didn't pay the player base to play a certain way. We paid the company for the game to be in a playable and quality state, okay, guys? And that is where the main disagreement between me and Kaizen Kuma lies. It's not, you know, that I just hate that he does community rants. Like I said in my video, if you actually watch the whole video, I kind of have to assume that you didn't because you didn't get the point of the video, is that basically we all have our place in the sparking community on YouTube as yappers, as I call them in our video. Like we're all yappers on a mic, right? But we all have different perspectives and there's a place for different perspectives, okay? That was the main end point of my video, is that okay, you focus on the community rants and I'm cool with that, but let's not forget who the main culprit of the state of the game is. It's Bandai, okay?
Doing no research, right? Because I've only done rants, right? I've only done rants in these past few months, y'all. I haven't done anything else different on my channel, on my lives, on my shorts, on my collabs. I haven't done anything but rants, right? According to these people, I haven't done anything but rant. According to them, these videos don't exist. According to them, the clan battle system never happened. According to them, I never did a co-collab stream. According to them, I never did anything but rant. That's
All right, now let me address that. Okay, so do I believe the only value that Kaizen Kuma gave to the community was community rants? No. Okay, no. First of all, I did my research because I used to watch you, bro. So by nature of me already having watched you before, I know the type of content you make. The problem is the biggest content that you make is community critique. Okay, that is your thing. That is your niche, the niche that blew you up. So one thing that I want to kind of show the audience is that you have to be careful what content you make, because the content that blows you up eventually owns you, okay? And not the content itself, but the audience that you build and like your mentality when it comes to your content, right? And maybe this won't, register with most of the audience because you don't make content, but ever since I started making content, I've been conscious of this. I need to be careful what I put out, because whatever blows you up, it ends up owning your mental space. And let me show you what I mean by that, okay? So let's go to his page real quick. Okay, so this is the problem with blowing up off negativity, right? Blowing up off negativity, which is what essentially started happening to Kaizen, right? So as you see, like early on, 10 months ago, he was doing informative content and speculative content, which I do as well, more on the game mechanic side. But let's just concentrate on Kaizen right here. So leaked movie costumes, okay? 15 minutes of exclusive Sparking Zero gameplay, okay? Exclusive this, exclusive that, guides, okay? This creator tips will help you blow up. All of these content pieces are informative or speculative. This is what ends up happening. Watch this, okay? So as we go up, he posts this video right here. You are the problem, okay? How the community is killing Sparking Zero 9 months ago, and it blows up 36,000 views, right? Now, if you're not a content creator and you don't know, this is a dopamine hit. You get 36,000 views on a video, you get a bunch of comments, okay? And all of a sudden, you're like, holy shit, okay, I got something here, okay? And as you saw, 2 videos later, you are the solution, okay? So you are the problem. Let me give you the solution, okay? Kaizen Kuma is a smart guy, guys. He's trying to be a creator. He wants recognition. That's why he keeps mentioning the damn clan battles, okay? The clan battles were very niche, Kaizen Kuma, okay? Not everyone played the clan battles, but a lot of people watched your rants. Therefore, now your rants own you, okay? The perception is that you are the rant guy, okay? And that's what happens when you post content like this and it blows up. That's why you have to be kind of careful what you post, okay? So let's go into this video real quick. And
so
let's see.
I gotta say right now in the video, if you are the player who is hopping online, playing UI every match, Gojitas, you are a dirtbag. You are a sherm. And
So there you
truthfully,
go.
I hope these characters would get fixed. But I also know that's not the dev's vision, and I wouldn't necessarily want that, because then it wouldn't be Tenkaichi anymore. It wouldn't be.
So there you go. So see, so you're shifting blame to the player base at this point, right? In this video, this is where it kind of started for your Sparking Zero content. It blew up to 36,000. You're critiquing the player base. So now you're the player base critiquing guy. So, okay, that's where our perception of you comes from. Just from that alone, right there, okay? And then to make matters even worse, right? So you posted that video, blows up. And okay, at that point, you could have had the discipline of saying, okay, I had one rant, it blew up, but I don't want to be the rant guy. I don't want my content to be so negative all the time or have to keep up that negativity to grow. So let me kind of balance it out. And you attempted to do that. Okay, you posted another video, it's a guide, but it only got 1.5K. So as a creator, you're like comparing, okay, 1.5K, 36K, not quite there, right? So let's try a positive version of the content that I did before. So you attempted that, 3.2K, not 36K though, right? So that's the problem with being a creator too. It's like you're attempting to get those dopamine hits. Once you get 36K, that 2K is not going to satisfy you. You want that 36K again, okay? So then you post another type follow-up to that video. Are you the problem? I see that, and that's why I got annoyed, because it's like, okay, you're critiquing other creators for being repetitive, but you're doing it right here. You're negativity farming right here. Your first video was negative, it blew up, and now you just attempt 2 similar videos to see if you could catch that lightning again, okay? But it didn't quite happen for you. I mean, it got 12K. That's really nice, but it's not the 36K though. You get what I'm saying? And I know as a creator, that kind of eats you. It's like, I want to top my best video, right?
I put myself to those limits, but you don't have to. It may feel like I'm being condescending or contradictory, but that's
all right. So as you see, like, there's a general theme of your videos just being policing behavior from the player base, but not really focusing on the main issue, which was Bandai just not properly balancing their game. Okay, that's where the main critique comes from. And now this is the thing too, like, you kind of criticize creators for being negative and pushing negativity, but bro, why I deleted a long rant? Zero dorks plan. Okay. Let's see. Why I deleted a long rant 2, the second version of this video. Okay. The hate is being forced. The truth. The video with the same similar thumbnail. Like, bro, come on, bro. You have no room to criticize any creators, bro. You're just as repetitive as everyone you're criticizing. Pure proof you are a dork, okay? Like, bro, come on, bro. Like, you're calling people dorks in your thumbnails. Most players just suck, okay? And this is the thing. This is what I say. The negativity starts to own you. It's like, you tried the clan battles thing. Clan battles explains it only gets 1,000 views because now the audience you built just wants you for your rants. Okay, so you kind of just shoehorned yourself into community critique guy, and now you can't get out of it. And that's the problem with being overly negative to grow. It's just like it starts to own you, and that's something that I tried to not do on my channel. That's why I really like my channel. I really like my content. Is because the way I built it is like I don't have to be negative to grow. I could just post informative content, and people are there for my takes on gameplay and speculation on changes to gameplay. Like, for example, let's go to my channel, right? Because I do have negative videos. Like, let's go to my early videos, because you made a claim just to show that I'm not special, and I go through it too. See, my first video that I ever posted, Cheezers did not kill Sparking Zero, okay? And that's actually a response to one of your takes, but I just didn't mention you by name. But the take of, okay, Cheezers being the problem, the player base being the problem, I answered that 6 months ago with this video, my first ever video. Cheezers did not kill Sparking Zero, and it got 1.5 thousand views off rip when I was unknown. No one knew who I was, okay? This was the first video that kind of showed me, okay, I could be here for my takes. I have takes that people actually like. I'll say this. The Cheezers only play that way because of one thing. Because the devs, okay? The devs are the ones who basically allowed all this cheese in the game. So that was my first ever speaking video, okay? That's the first video that got me on this Sparking Zero train, okay? And as you saw, I was very consistent. I'm very consistent up to this point. I still believe that is the devs' fault. It's not the player base. The player base plays that way because the game is in a such low quality state that they're allowed to do so, okay? That's why when you see now there's barely any cheese left in the game, is because the game actually got polished and it's actually a better game. So now, we can actually play the game as it was intended to be played. All right, but let's watch a little bit more of the video to see what other critiques he has that we could address.
And some people believe it. Some people will dead click the video and respond and be like, yeah, that's facts. That ass, bro.
Again, they're not agreeing with me that it's not about you, bro. I know that's hard to believe. I mean, that's probably hard to believe for you, but it's not about you, bro. It's about the devs, okay? It's about the devs. I'm critiquing the devs. Now, you think it's the player base. Cool. If that's your opinion, that's your opinion. I think it's incorrect, but that's your opinion, okay? I'm focusing the blame on the devs. You are not a part of that.
Is Kai's and Kuma is a dick rider.
Now, you are the vehicle for me to present that problem and that argument, right? Because, bro, we're content creators. Like, putting your name up there with a little bit of controversy, yes, it gets clicked, but the clips. But the main point of the argument is the devs are the issue, okay? And if you want to be a content creator, don't let people like Kais and Kuma here who want to police content and tell you that you're uncreative if you do gameplay with a mic content, which is the content that he makes. Screw that. Don't listen to him and start talking on a mic, because by nature of you being different, your content will be diverse, right? That's why Kaizen Kuma focuses on the community. I focus more on like gameplay and speculation and more critiquing Bandai side. Okay, we're different people, so our content is diverse by that argument.
And when in my own rants multiple times I've said the company is not clear, bro. I've bashed the company myself.
Let me tell you. Let me see the comments. Let me tell you right now. All this Christian does is complain, so he can't even say that, which is not true. If you go to my content, I try to keep a balance between complaints about the current state of the game and actually informational content on the game. In fact, if you go to my page, my best video, and I'm very proud of this, my best video is not a rant. My best video is actually a guide that I made. This is my best video. Z ranks gatekeep these neutral strategies. It's a guide for beginner players, especially during a time where no one was teaching people how to play Sparking Zero. The game has changed so much. You can't even go to training mode and get the proper information on how to play this game. So I made this guide for beginners and people who want to get into this game. And I made this a month ago when we got the new patch. And I'm super proud that that is my best and most liked video, because it's not a negative video. It's a guide. It's informational content. So if you want to criticize me for complaining about the game and doing nothing about it, you don't have the ammo to do so, because my best and most viewed video is actually a guide for the community.
Here again with another video, and
I'm
today
very proud of that
I got
fact.
a fundamental neutral guide. The last one,
So here I just go into all the fundamentals of Sparking Zero and how to play it at the Z rank level, basically. So I'm very proud of that right there. Okay.
What we were promised, we got. That was my point. But they ignore that. We go over that. And we try to flip the narrative and make it sound like, oh, I just love Bandai so much. that's my masters. I just love Bandai. I gotta get me some Bandai. I've bashed Bandai so many times, bro. I still bash them to this day. Right. So that's basically the video. Is hate farming productive for Sparking Zero, right? Because we're gonna go through the whole.
So you just said that's basically the video, and you didn't even get into the talking segment. So that's just basically the video. I'm just gonna say what your video was, and I'm not gonna present evidence at all. I'm just gonna say, yeah, that's what he meant by this video, and we're gonna go through the video, but not actually go through the video.
Attack,
okay,
and answer the stuff. So is our rant hate farming videos productive? Absolutely not. It's not productive unless you're willing to do something about it.
Okay, so you're saying hate farming is not productive. But bro, as I mentioned in my video, if you actually watch my video, a lot of the stuff that was getting clicks and that was being, hate farmed essentially got fixed in the game. So it is productive. Like the game has changed according to the hate farm content. That's why perception got nerfed. That's why, neutral key blast spam got nerfed. That's why a lot of the stuff in the game that people were complaining about got changed. It was because of hate farm content that you're basically criticizing. So I disagree with that statement also. For example, there's people that were criticizing the unbalance in singles. That got changed this patch, okay? For example, Strictly Z was complaining about that months ago, and they finally kind of improved that, and now you could use more characters in singles, which was one of your main complaints 6 months ago. Like you wouldn't stop talking about people picking fusions and UI Goku, and now you see less of that because of these changes, okay? And they changed that because of the hate farm content, guys. Okay, so I completely disagree with that statement. I think you're just incorrect. Okay,
it's not worth it if you're not doing nothing about it.
And like we're not the devs. Like what can we do? We can't change the game code. We can only make content on what we want as far as changes are concerned, and just wait for Bandai to listen and change those things. Okay, that's the only thing we could do. And if you try to go to the community and change things, that's cool. But if the game is not in a good state, as you saw when you tried to do the clan battles, then the player base is just not going to be there to consume that community content, because the game is not in a good state. They don't want to play the game until it is in a good state. And it might be too late, honestly.
We all know the game could use more content. But what I'm not doing is using the hate negativity and sitting back. What I did do, however, is make a group with fellow content creators. What I did do, however, is co-create a content creator tournament to boost everybody's algorithm. What I did do, however, is make a clan battle system with Koshi. What I did do, however, is spend over $700 to help the community, right? But we ignore this entire aspect and make it seem like I just sat back for the past entire Sparking Zero cycle and made nothing but rant videos and sat back.
So you did that. That's cool. But the problem is, what blew you up was the rants, bro. Like, you getting 30,000 on a rant, then you do another one and then a follow-up and a discussion about the rant and another one, and then you start to frame your thumbnails more negatively. Pure proof you are a dork. You're basically just giving evidence right here. Like, bro, you're just making negative content or negative. You're framing it in a negative way. Okay, so that's taking over the perception of you. Okay, you got to realize, like, as a content creator, you are formulating your own brand, and by you putting all these thumbnails and all these, like, you're a dork, I am the fucking content police, then you're already framing yourself in a negative light. That is why people have a negative perception of you. Okay, so you have yourself to blame for that. Okay, don't blame us because you wanted to make 10 videos with negative thumbnails and 10 videos talking about community rants and stuff like that. You created that. So you only can blame yourself, really.
When in hindsight, that's what y'all niggas do. Right?
Oh,
'Cause
really?
it's the same shit. This is what we do.
Really? Okay, let's pause it right here. So the first video that pops up as soon as you go to my page is an informative guide. Second video that shows up when you go to my page, Speedy versus OPAC, highlighting two other creators, okay, giving them the shout out and showing off how skilled they are. It's not about me. What they don't get about the community, the mainstream YouTubers, I'm showing the Sparking community to the mainstream YouTubers so we could give more light to us, the Sparking community, okay? None of this is me criticizing, like you mentioned, or negative in nature, okay? Bandai pads quarterly earnings with unfinished games, placing the blame on the devs, okay? The guys who truly have the power to change the game, okay? If you go below that, highlighting a unused character in DP battles at unused game mode, okay? Key Blast Reset Demon King Piccolo video, okay? Highlighting a DP battle team, trying to give promotion to a game mode that's unplayed, okay? Another DP battle video, Ginyu, 5 things to know before you buy on Switch, highlighting the story mode. If I was trying to do videos for clicks, I would not do videos on the story mode. No one gives a fuck about the story mode. It only got 500 views. I did it because I care about the game, guys. Okay, like he's just incorrect in his criticism of me. Okay, another thing. Let's see what else I got up here. Okay, the critique that I had for slow plays, professional gassers need to stop. Okay, that was a negatively framed video towards slow plays. But why did I do it? Is because getting excited for characters in a game that has 200 characters, when the characters that they're giving us are basically just copy and paste of each other and basically underdone, is negatively affecting the game. So I need to criticize that because I need that to kind of stop. If we want to highlight the things that need to be changed, which are game mechanics, extra content, casual content, that was more important than characters. And by slow plays being such a big YouTuber and kind of gassing this character, it damages Sparking Zero and it damages the Sparking community. That's why I criticized him. Okay, another thing, Sparking Zero is dead. That might seem like a negative video, but it was actually a hopeful video. I was saying Sparking Zero is dead, and that's a good thing. Why? Because basically it doesn't matter that the player base dwindled if the community is still alive, right? Like the active player base that actually knows how to play the game, who wants to get better at the game, who can, kind of collaborate with each other. As long as that's alive, then Sparking Zero is alive. It's a hopeful video with a negatively framed thumbnail. Okay, so bro, all of this is very calculated, guys. I don't do shit by accident on this channel, and I take care of my brand very carefully, okay? Because I don't want to run into the same problems that Kaizen ran into, where he just shoehorned himself into the negative player-based critique guy. I don't want to be that type of creator. That's why I do a variety of content. I do informative, speculation. I do community critiques when needed, but not overly done, because I need to be careful of that. Okay.
We make videos, we talk about how bad the game is, and then a week later we talk about how good the game is. We talk about how bad the game is, and then we talk about how good the game is. We sit.
All right, so let me answer that. Kaizen, that's called nuance, bro. That's called nuance. That's what happens when you're not dogmatic, when you don't go to one side and not the other, okay? I like Sparking Zero. Clearly, I'm a double Z rank in the last season. I'm about to be a double Z rank this season. I basically played the game all the time. Obviously, I like the damn game. I even played DP Battles, a mode that probably you don't even fucking touch, okay? So yes, I like Sparking Zero, but that also means I have the experience and the know-how to criticize it because I play it so much, because I know the game mechanics and I'm aware of the changes. Whereas other people who drop the game maybe might not be aware of those changes. Just like, for example, the video that I put out explaining to Dado Doya that the rules for DP Battle have changed. He didn't even know that because he wasn't playing the game, like 3 months ago when the rules changed. Okay, so yes, I criticize Sparking Zero because it has a lot of issues, but I also love the game, and you're allowed to do both. Okay, that's called nuance. It's called being a critical thinker, Kaizen. You don't have to be dogmatic in your thinking. Okay, so yes, I criticize it and I play it.
Back
Yes.
and we do the same shit over and over again. And if it's not one of the two, then we go and attack another creator, which again,
And that's another thing. The whole attacking creators. I don't attack creators, guys. I attack takes and ideas. Okay. And you're allowed to do that also. I'm not doing personal attacks here. I'm basically just disagreeing with you about Sparking Zero, which is not politics. It's not religion, guys. It's just a video game. So if I disagree with you on a take on a video game, it doesn't mean shit. It doesn't mean I'm attacking you as a person and I think you're a bad person. I just disagree with you, just like I disagree with Kaizen right here about his takes. Okay, and it's not a big deal, guys. Okay, for example, Don Julio and me, we have a great relationship, I would say, as creators, because we've disagreed with each other multiple times, but not once have we like insulted each other or anything like that. We just get into like little debates about the game, and I enjoy that. Okay, same with Ambassador Plays. I've disagreed with him about what is an exploit in the game and what isn't. We had the little back and forth on that topic, but we're still cool, guys. Like, I have him on my friends list. I can hit him up if I want to. Like, we're cool.
he's done before to get some clout, to get some algorithm boost, to get some sort of hoorah so that your name.
And it's so funny. Like, he thinks I do stuff for algorithm's sake, but I'm posting sparking content, which essentially is like a dying game. Okay, guys? Like, that doesn't make sense. I'm not trying to boost myself in the algorithm. This is just organic. This is actually my views on the game. And yes, do I use names to kind of highlight certain topics? Yes, if it makes sense. If the creator highlights a topic that I'm interested in, then I will highlight that with his name so that I can refute his topic or his take directly. Okay, I'm not gonna post a video refuting a take and not mention the person who said the take. That doesn't make sense. That's what Kaizen was doing, basically. He didn't agree with Don Julio's way of making content, but he just didn't want to mention him for some weird reason. Well, like I said, we're discussing video games, guys. Like, it doesn't matter. You can disagree.
This is what we do. That's what we do, though.
Okay. But you're not mentioning right here, top 10 characters in Sparking Zero by Airchucks. Again, highlighting another creator, someone who's on the come up, trying to, give him a shout out. I thought his top 10 list was interesting. I wanted to talk about it. It's a positive video about Airchucks. Okay, guys. So I don't know why he's just blanket showing my content like it's some damning piece of evidence, bro. I love my content. I love the content that I've been making. Casuals are loving the patch. Positive video about changes that Bandai implemented. Even though I critique Bandai all the time, whenever they do something good, I say it on my videos because, again, the nuance, okay? The nuance, okay? So the patch was great, but the Legendary Warrior face-off changes were ass, okay? The rewards are ass, okay? That's called nuance. I'm allowed to agree and disagree with changes to the game, okay, guys?
So when I attack content creators, because niggas want names so bad, right? Niggas want on the record, who did what, Kaizen? Who did what? Kaizen.
But if you watch his content, okay, pure proof you're a dork. Hate is being forced, okay? That's his content, okay? But he want to
I
criticize
want
my
names
content.
on who people who
Okay.
actually did shit. I was doing shit in the creators community.
Why dorks get free clout? They're lying to you. Insane rant. Okay, so who's really hate farming here? Am I hate farming or is Kaizen hate farming? You be the judge. You be the
We
judge.
need names, Kaizen.
Why
We want
dorks kill games and it works? Okay,
receipts.
great.
And y'all want the real reason why I didn't drop
Well, I'm the
names?
negative guy. Okay.
Because again, what happens in these Twitter spaces, in the anime content creator communities, these niggas don't care. What would happen if I did drop names is I would be in the VC, we'd get in the Twitter space call, and it would be 3 hours of nothing, dancing around the topic of who does what, and it would be a free video for them. Nobody's gonna change nothing. Nobody's gonna improve nothing. Nobody's gonna look at it from.
I'm gonna be 100% honest. I'm not changing my content because, like I said, I like my content. I'm making the content that I would watch if I was a part of the audience. In fact, I'm gonna let it be known right here. The reason I even started posting content was because back when the game came out, I liked watching Awuhu content, and Awuhu disappeared for months. And I'm like, bro, I have nothing to watch. I need to make it myself. If Awuhu gonna be gone and I don't have anything to watch anymore, because that was probably my favorite creator, like you see here. Awuhu shows why he's semi-retired from YouTube. I used to watch Awuhu all the time, and I was a DP battle player. I like DP battles more than singles. So him being gone basically just meant I had no DP battle content to watch. So I had to kind of come in here and make my own content so that I could talk about the game with the community, because there was just a vacuum for that type of content. That's why like my early content was very DP battle centric. Like if you see, I fixed DP battle so Bandai doesn't have to. Okay, DP battle is trash, negative, because DP battle got completely neglected 5 months ago. That's why it died. Okay, the raccoon problem. The raccoon problem is one of my favorite videos I ever produced. It only got like 582 views because it's DP battle content. Like nobody really cared about DP battle, guys. But I did. Okay, so I wanted to make that content, and that's what I did. Okay, now it became more single centric as I went along, because I started to enjoy singles. It's organic. I really like singles, and Quick Play came out, and I was allowed to use characters like Kid Gohan, Cybermen, and stuff like that. And as you see, I was showing exploits, showing why these exploits needed to be changed and fixed. I was criticizing tournaments, the trash tournaments that Bandai just implemented. Bro, this whole channel is organic. These are my views, 100%. I stand by everything I've said on this channel. Even my mistakes were organic, okay? I was wrong about a shadow patch. The video's somewhere around here, but I was wrong about a shadow patch. I thought there was a shadow patch, and I was wrong, so I had to come out and basically eat my mistake. And that's cool, guys. Like, I like my content. So you saying that I don't care, that I post for views and stuff like that, 100% not true, okay, guys? Like, I have a real career outside of this. I have a whole life. I don't need to post content, but I do because I enjoy it, okay, guys? And that is just what I wanted to get across in this video.
Because it's niggas like this who don't actually care about what's happening in the space. Because if you cared about what was actually happening in the space with this game, with Bandai, with the company, with content creators, with the game, you would do research before you respond to a video. You would. Because 90% of this video is infactual, and you would know that if you did research on me.
He says 90% of my video is infactual, but he didn't even get the point of the video. So I can't even respect what you're saying about my video because you didn't even get the main points. So,
and you didn't, because you just looked at the video and you said, "Ooh, controversy. Ooh, all right, let me see what we got this week. Oh, niggas talking about Kaizen. All right, bet. Let me go ahead and start my thumbnail. Let me see what we got here. That's it." Niggas didn't do no research. They didn't see, did Kaizen actually do anything? Okay, he got a little variety. Maybe he did actually do more. Let me see what else we got. Niggas didn't do none of that. They just said, "Oh."
Again, if you got the main point of my video, I'm not criticizing your variety. What I'm criticizing is you criticizing other people's variety, when very clearly you made repetitive content on Bro, right now I see 3 thumbnails that are the same that say zero dorks plan. Okay. And you frame it in negative ways. So the same criticisms you have for other creators, you could put on yourself. Okay, guys. That is my main criticism with the quote unquote diversity of his channel. And the main criticism or disagreement is that he places the blame mainly on the community. When in my opinion, the blame should be placed on Bandai mostly, okay? 100%.
You care about your clicks more than you actually care about what happens with the game. You care about the clicks more than you actually care about what happens with the community.
And guys, you know, if you watch my channel, if I cared about clicks, would I be talking about DP Battle when DP Battle is the least consumed game mode on Sparking Zero? You know, everyone's a singles player now. There's barely any people playing DP Battles. I'm actually trying to highlight DP Battles and revive that mode, guys. Like, if I didn't care about the state of Sparking Zero, would I be doing that, or would I just be farming the most popular game mode, which is singles? You know, me shifting my content to DP Battles already shows that I care about Sparking Zero. So I don't really care what Kaizen Kuma is talking about right here.
That's all that tells me.
But that's it. Those are the main criticisms that Kaizen Kuma had for me. In my opinion, they weren't grounded in fact or reason, because he didn't even get the point of my criticism. He didn't even go over my video or my talking segment. He just kind of skipped over it and tried to put words in my mouth essentially about what I was criticizing. So I had to make this video to clear that up. But let me know what you think, guys. This is no hate towards Kaizen Kuma, by the way. Keep doing your content, man. Keep doing your content. Criticize the community all you want. I'm all for free speech on this platform. I don't care. Everyone has a place in this community. Everyone has a perspective. Okay, like I've said before, don't be scared to be a yapper, guys. And I want you guys to start posting content as well. There's room for all of us. And let me know if you have a piece of interesting content, and I will react to it if you place my name in it. Okay, if you just tag me in the video description, I'll check it out and I can react to it. Okay, guys. So I'll catch you on the next video. Peace out.